Welcome back, Patriots. Welcome to Sons of Liberty, 1773. My third and last video of today. Real quick, I did check on the House vote. Number 8 is on now. McCarthy's losing again. Now he's an 8-time loser. So it may go to a 9th vote yet today. I expect it will, since it's somewhat early still. But don't want him. Don't want the rhino. So, folks, the economy is spiraling out of control into the abyss. This is the Biden economy, by the way. He owns this. He took away energy independence. First thing he did, one of his first executive orders. Take away we take away a country's make them energy poor. They fall into poverty. It's just a recipe for disaster, and they know this, by the way. They're doing it on purpose, part of the global reset. So I have some articles I want to share with you. Try to keep this video somewhat short. Let's see, here we go. This is over at Zero Hedge. Amazon, like it or not, they're the big distributor, right? A lot of small businesses, that's their main shipping company is Amazon. It's where people buy their products, it gets shipped to their customers, and so it's really a good forecast what's going on with Amazon for what's, or data set for what's going on with the economy. So Amazon, and they just got rid of a bunch of people. Now keep in mind they're a huge employer, right? But they're not hiring people, they're firing people. So Amazon to fire 18,000 workers. I don't know if they're fired as much as just laid off. As tech layoffs surge, Salesforce told employees early Wednesday that 10% of its workforce would be cut, and the layoff announcements keep coming. As Amazon told employees last night that thousands of jobs would be eliminated due to uncertain macroeconomic conditions. Then this is over at Post Millennial, same story. Amazon to lay off another 18,000 employees as demand decreased following a return to in-person retail shopping. Amazon began a cost-cutting review to scale back divisions that were unprofitable and made targeted cuts to bring down cost. Amazon will be laying off over 18,000 employees as the tech industry scales back due to the economic uncertainty. According to the Wall Street Journal, the layoffs are mostly in the company's corporate ladder and represent approximately 5% of that part of its labor force. The large number is 1.2% of the company's overall total of 1.5 million employees as of September. Still notable. I mean, I think they're approaching 40,000 people now. 2023 is over at Zero Hedge. Excuse me. 2023 spells trouble for U.S. economy. Been predicting this. Majority of large banks warn, reports. The vast majority of economists at 23 large financial institutions surveyed by the Wall Street Journal predict the United States will fall into the grips of a recession in 2023. I'm calling for the Greatest Depression. And that millions of Americans will lose their jobs. That's rosy. So that's that. Markets have considerably more downside in 2023, Mark Spiegel. Friend of Fringe Finance, Mark B. Spiegel of Stanfield Capital released the most recent investor letter last week with his update and take on the market valuations and Tesla. I'll just make it real short, folks. He's forecasting considerably more downside in 2023 with the economy. Very pessimistic. Over at Zero Hedge, U.S. trade deficits unexpectedly plunge in biggest drop since global financial crisis. In a day when strong jobs data, challenger ADP, initial claims all coming in strong or stronger than expected. Let me jump over to that for just a second. ADP reports big jump in jobs in December wage growth. Wage growth plunges. Following last month's big mess, analysts expected a modest uptick of 150,000 new jobs in today's ADP. This was yesterday's employment report. But instead, frustrating for the Fed, ADP reported the addition of 235,000 jobs in December. Well, there's all this hiring. It happens every year when we get around Christmas and the holidays. Need extra people driving delivery trucks, extra people working in retail. This is no surprise. It's going to fall off again. It's not going to show up in the next report. At least that's my opinion. So back to this. So in a day when strong jobs data, Challenger ADP, initial claims all coming in strong or stronger than expected, has been viewed by markets as bad for risk assets as it signals continued economic strength and continued rate hikes by the Fed. We got yet another conflicting economic signal, this time from latest U.S. trade deficit, which narrowed in November by much more than expected. According to the BEA, the November trade deficit narrowed to $61.5 billion from $77.8 billion in prior month, coming in below the median estimate of $63.0 billion and just barely missing the top end of the range of, I assume that's billion, 61.3 billion to 80.5 billion from the 42 economists. Remarkably, the 20% 1 month decline in the deficit was the single biggest drop in the U.S. trade deficit on a percentage basis going back to the global financial crisis. I just reshared that with you. Blaine, recession or inflation, pick your poison. What is the Fed really thinking? They will probably err on the side of lower rates to avoid recession, running the risk of entrenched wage growth. Folks, I've been saying this. Pick your poison. There's no fix. The smart thing to do is to keep raising rates and crush the economy. I mean, I hate to say that. That's how you stop inflation, because inflation is going to make us all poor. Runaway inflation. It's going to destroy our fiat currency. That's not an option. So they need to raise rates and this is what they did when I was just getting out of high school in 1980. Those of you that remember the Carter years, that bad recession, know what I'm talking about. Reagan came in, they raised rates, they crushed the economy, and then it wasn't but for a few months, and then they turned the economic machine on again, and we were booming, and inflation was in check. But they're not going to do that because they don't want to crush the economy because it's all about politics now and not about the people. So that's option one. Option two is you lower rates and you keep the money printing machine and you keep shoring up the economy with fake money, which ends with runaway inflation. So you pick your poison. Really bad, probably Great Depression at this point because that's how much currency and debt they've created. That's option one. Or option, and save the dollar by doing that ultimately and restore the economy. Option two is keep kicking the can and we go into hyperinflation and our fiat currency collapses. It's bad either way. That's why I've been predicting, it's not going to be the greatest recession like we just went through, a decade ago. It lasted about a decade. It's going to go beyond what people suffered through in the Great Depression. It's going to be the greatest depression. Why? Why do you say that, Bill? Because during the Great Depression, there were still small family farms. There wasn't a lot of trucking and grocery stores like there is today, where there's same-day trucking and no one grows a garden anymore and they go to the store. During the Great Depression, it's like secondhand knowledge. Everybody knew how to grow a garden and preserve food. Mom and dad, grandma and grandpa all had fruit cellars stocked full of stuff. So when the Depression hit, they might have been dirt poor, but they were eating. They were burning wood. They were living. They made it through it. It was tough. We're not there anymore. When the supply lines collapse and the economy implodes, it's going to be terrible. I mean, I think people will starve to death. Just hard times coming, and I just want you to, I'm giving you my opinion. Look, whenever I get into finance stuff, I always say I'm not a financial advisor. I'm giving you my advice. Seek your own professionals, do your own homework, which you should, and then make what's the best decision for you. I'm telling you what I believe, and I'm preparing for it, and I think people should be stocking up. I always have My Patriot Supply, my affiliate link for this channel, in the description of my videos, and I suggest that you be stocking up for what's coming. So if you stuck with me this far, these are three more really, one is very important, this story right here, and a couple more, and we'll wrap up here, folks. So another pipeline, folks, that I believe there's some Mickey Mouse business going on, probably terrorism. They're not telling us. I'm speculating. Colonial Pipeline shuts critical conduit supplying fuel to Northeast after spill. A critical conduit supplying fuel to the U.S. Northeast was halted yesterday when the Colonial Pipeline temporarily shut operations after a spill, the latest disruption to energy flows following an outage to the Keystone Oil Pipeline last month. As Bloomberg first reported, some product was released, means there was a spill, at Colonial's WIT delivery station near Danville, Virginia, prompting the shutdown of its Line 3. Spokeswoman Meredith Stone said in an email, the company is planning to restart it around 12 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, according to a notice shared with users of the pipeline. Colonial's Line 3 transport refined products such as distillates, God, I can't say that word, tongue-tied, and gasoline to the New York Harbor market from Greensboro, North Carolina, as part of a broader system that supplies fuels to the eastern U.S. The system's key gas line conduit was shut down for nearly a week in 2021 after a cyber attack. You thought that was familiar, didn't you? Colonial didn't provide the cause. This is the important part, folks. Colonial did not provide the cause of the leak or the volume that was discharged from Line 3, although it did say the impact had been contained within its own property. Colonial did not provide the cause of the leak. Well, shouldn't they know? Shouldn't they know? I don't know. I think something nefarious happened there. I could be wrong. Then this is a sign of the times. Newlywed woman, it's over at Post Millennial. Newlywed woman stabbed to death with machete while working at Ohio Dollar Tree on New Year's Day. Disgusting. They want to take away our guns so we can't defend ourselves against machete wielding jackwagons. Prayers to their families. Then lastly, and I will just real quick jump over to the Dow. Where are we at over here? Dow's down about 290. Lastly, this article. I think this is I think they're engineering a delivery system for a bioweapon. That's what I think China is doing here. This over at the Gateway Pundit. This will not end well. Communist Chinese scientists explore using mosquitoes to distribute vaccines, could create dangerous mutant insects instead. My guess is they're going to use the mosquitoes as a delivery system for a bioweapon that the Chinese have a cure for. It's a problem with technology, folks. As much good as it does for humanity, there's an equally bad side, and there's an equal, there's a portion of society that's always evil. There's always the birth of these megalomaniacs that end up in control of totalitarian states, and you give them these weapons, and that's why I think nuclear war is inevitable. So that's it. Let me know what you think. I posted a couple earlier videos, one on Kevin McCarthy, and another one on and what's going on in the House and why we Should be really proud of those 20 warriors standing strong, fighting for us in Washington in the House. And another one on what I believe is a major groundswell of troops, major attack from land, air, and sea on Ukraine that I believe is imminent. Both short videos, folks. So I'll end this one here. If you're not sleeping well, go to mypillow.com and use the promo code for this channel, SOL1773, and get the biblical sleep. I'm sleeping the best I ever have. Comment in the comments if you've got the My Pillow stuff and let people know what you think of Mike's products. I love them. Love hearing from you. Let me know what you think down below. Remember, and if you would, give these videos a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithms. If you haven't yet, thumbs up. But keep moving forward. We never surrender. We never retreat. Probably my last video today. I will have some real estate I'm dealing with tomorrow. My main job. And so I may or may not make a video tomorrow. But if not, I will see you Saturday. God bless.